ultimately all skinny people do this, is they restrict their food to some degree. Now, food restriction is super important, and we need to talk about why this is. Because when you understand why you need to restrict food, and basically this is a really big hack because it'll immediately show you that, hey, there's nothing magic about this. There's nothing magic that these skinny people are doing. We just need to restrict. We need to restrict our food in some capacity. That's the tough part about this. So why must we restrict food? So weight loss occurs through a calorie deficit. Simply meaning you need to eat less calories per day than your body burns to, of course, lose weight. So if you are somebody who, let's say, for example, it takes 2,500 calories to maintain your overall weight, you must restrict. You must eat below that amount of calories, below your maintenance. So just a little bit. It could be 200, it could be 300. A lot of times people will do 500 calories. You just need to eat a little bit below your maintenance calories and you will lose weight. That's all it is. So when we talk about restriction, there's a lot of different ways to do this. All diets will essentially work because all diets restrict in some capacity. This could be intermittent fasting where you're not eating for the first few hours of the day, right? This could be just calorie counting where you're meticulously saying, I'm going to eat 500 calories for my lunch, I'm going to eat 700 calories for my dinner, I'm going to have 300 calories for my snack, and boom, at the end of the day. That's still restriction. Keto. Keto is usually a very low carb diet with a lot of animal fats and animal proteins. This works because it's eliminating a food group. And when you eliminate food groups, specifically usually stuff that's higher in carb, guess what? You are going to eat less calories. Vegan, no different. Vegan, you are cutting out a lot of protein and high-fat animal sources. When you do those high-fat sources and you cut them out, guess what? You're going to cut back a bunch of calories. Weight Watchers, same thing. You're counting quote-unquote points. Points are the same thing as calories. They're all just energy. It's a good marketing tool, but at the end of the day, all of these diets have in common that they restrict in some capacity. So the name of the game here is to find different restrictions that work for you. Now, some of these different diets work better for others. Some of them have specific food restrictions, as we talked about. Some of them just have times of food you can't eat them. And some of them have just complete food groups restricted altogether. So it's really, again, about finding the one that works the best for you. I personally do intermittent fasting because I am not really hungry when I first wake up. And then, of course, after this, after I just keep eating for a little bit or don't eat for a little bit, I get a little bit hungry and I eat later in the day. That's a form of restriction. I'm not eating breakfast. And because I'm not eating breakfast, I'm cutting out the calories from breakfast. Yeah, I do eat, of course, at some point in the day. But if I was, just doing calorie counting and not eating, eating in the morning instead, I would just say 500 calories for breakfast, 700 calories for lunch, maybe 800 calories for dinner. At the end of the day, it's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. So restriction when dieting is super important. Finding ones for yourself that give you the best results is what's going to work the best. So go ahead and drop a comment down below to let me know what your current dieting habits are. If you're following a strict diet, if you are just kind of going with the flow, doing what you enjoy in your diet, let me know what you enjoy doing with your diet. I enjoy intermittent fasting. That's kind of the thing that I do. It makes it easier for me. And then, of course, just eating generally healthy as well.